So we're back with another short session because I don't have much time either today. Working on our command line interface app. So what we're doing right now, we're trying to write a parser that correctly parses these tzdb files. And the only thing that we're missing now is this on field, which we've seen that it can be a number. Actually, this comment is wrong. It should be down here. Anyways, I increased the font size. Hope it's big enough now, and also install this cool new terminal here. Okay, so it can be a number. We got it here. I decided to encode this with a weird data type, which I don't know if it's gonna be optimal. Which is basically this record that holds maybe an int representing the day number, maybe an int representing the weekday, and then maybe operator, which could be first, last, less than equal, or greater than equal. So we wrote the parser for the day number, one for the weekday, which is this one. Now we need to parse these other cases. So we can have a last plus day string, first plus day string, or these other ones. This is probably not the optimal way to do this. I can try refactoring afterwards, or if anyone can comment and tell me if there is a better way to do this, it will help me a lot. Okay, wait a second. Oh, this sucks. Just want to. Okay, I'm just arranging my stream window a little better for me, so I can look at the chat if anyone writes a message. Okay. So, the first week is gonna be first plus a weekday. So for example, first Sunday. So let's first write an operator parser. Which can be first if it's string first, last if it's string last, greater than equal if it's string, and less than equal if it's string. Okay. So you can, I guess this can become a first or last. So it's a day nothing, just d just a p, or it can be so this will take care of parsing both for example, last Sunday, first Sunday, or last Wednesday, first Wednesday, and so on. And then we need last parser, which is for the, for example, Sunday after or Sunday before a number. Let's call it comp day. So we get this, of course, has to be this. We get p weekday. Then we get a p operator, and then we get L decimal, and returns day, just d, no, sorry, just n, just d, just a p. And then I guess here this can become a choice. So you want to match first on the comp day, otherwise our weekday will match it and we don't get the correct result. And we can go day, p week, p num. Okay, let's see if we broke anything. Okay, we got all the failures. We also have some warnings that I really want to fix because they annoy me. Okay, in the app main, this is redundant. And then in the test, guess we're not using zones yet. So let's comment it out. And also our helper parser needs better signature. So this one is gonna be parsec which I guess we'll have to import a few things for this to work. The performance of this terminal is horrible. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so we get an error. So it's not matching a single weekday because it tries to match this. Do we have to use try here? I think choice might only work if these are completely non-overlapping patterns. Yeah. So we can do this. What we can do is return try comp day, try day. This should work, right? Try p week, or otherwise it's gonna be a p num. 82. Yeah, of course. I think I'm messing up with this, doing this here, because this is not doing what I was thinking it was supposed to do. Or maybe I just needed to. Yeah, okay. So it works. We should try adding more stuff here. So we have a number, we are a weekday. Let's try last Sunday. And then we can add rule 4 and a rule 5. Oops. And I guess this can be Sunday after the 12th. And this can be Monday before the 3rd. Three, four, five. This one is parses day after none, day before none. So here should be nothing, and this one should be just last. This is 12. And this is just GTA. I feel like we could keep these as strings. There is not really a lot of point in doing this conversion. Let's live with this for now. Okay, let's see if this works or if it just explodes. We get one failure. The value not satisfied, the predicate rule Algeria. Oh, because this is weekday 1. Okay, works, and I guess we can uncomment this. And it works correctly. And I guess we can commit this as a working JSON parser. Sorry, rule. Okay, now we need to do something a little different here because zones are kind of a different syntax. So there's this zone identifier, which is only on the first line, same for the zone name. And then we have these lines here. The following lines don't have the zone and the name, but they are just indented. So we have to find a way to identify this, to tell megaparsec this is a whole block. I think we also need to find a way to figure out how to encode this. Maybe that's probably the first step. Because for rules right now, my idea was to have a single entity for each rule. Let's add some comments, sorry. This is an operator used to define the starting day of a rule. The starting day of a rule, which can be, this is a day number. This is a weekday number. And this is the operator. And this is the time at which the rule starts. Okay. So I'm using a single line for each rule. So it's probably going to be something like we have our JSON, and then we have, let's do this. Our JSON, which have a rules key, which is an array of rules. I'm doing this because I want to map this to PureScript records. So I can have the rule name as a key. Otherwise, I would have to use foreign objects or maps, which could be an improvement. Probably performance-wise, it's much better. So maybe we can do this. So I guess our JSON structure will be something like this. Rules, rule name, and then we have the rule. No, actually we have an array of rules here. And then we can have zones, and then we have a zone name, and then we have an array of zones. Makes sense. So let's check. I should probably save these links in a bookmark. Oh, that's where we are right now. tzdb database. Yeah, it's redundant, I know. Commentary. How to read. Let's bookmark this. Okay. It's working. Let's do this too. Okay. Um, let's look at the zone record. There are a couple of different interesting differences. Whereas rules are considered to contain one or more records, the zone is considered to be a single record with a zero or more continuation lines. Thus, the keyword zone and the zone name are not repeated. The last line is the one without anything in the until column. Okay. Second, and more fundamental, each line of a zone represents a steady state, not a transition between states. The state exists from the date and time in the previous lines until column up to the date and time to the current lines until column. In other words, the date and time in until column is the instant that separates the state from the next. Where that will be ambiguous because we are setting a clock back until column specify the first occurrence of the instant. What? Uh, Let me read this. The state exists from the date and time the previous lines until, yeah, of course, column, up to the date and time the current line until column, of course. In other words, the date and time until column is the instant that separates this state from the next. Where that will be ambiguous because you are setting your clocks back, the until column specify the first occurrence of the instant. Okay. The state specified by the last line, the one without anything in the until column, continues to the present. The first line typically specifies the mean solar time started before the introduction of standard time. Since there's no line before that, it has no beginning. For some places near the international date line, the first two lines will show solar time differing by 24 hours. This corresponds to the movement of the date line. Okay. I feel like daytime stuff is really confusing, so we'll see how it goes. So this zone America, Juneau that I'm looking at here. Well, I want to know what the columns mean before. So when Alaska was purchased from Russia. Oh god. The line moved from the Alaska Canada border to the Bering Strait, and the time in Alaska was done 24 hours earlier than it had been. Huh. The abbreviation LMT stands for local mean time. Well, I mean, it would be good to have this stuff correct, but I feel like no one is actually going to be using these things. It's probably going to be used for present dates. Okay, so we have zone, the name, the standard deviation from GMT, I guess. Standard offset. Each can have seconds too. Oh, this one too. Okay. I wonder if we can have seconds here too. Okay, the rules column tell us whether daylight saving time is being observed. A hyphen, cardinal value means that we have not set our clocks ahead of standard time. An amount of time usually not necessary, meaning 1 hour, means that we have set our clocks ahead by that amount. Some alphabetic string means we have set our clock ahead, and we need to check the rule, the name of which is the given alphabetic string. Okay, so we can have either a name, a value, or nothing. A format can specify the usual abbreviation of the time zone name, and it could have one of the three forms: a string of 3 or more characters that are either Hashi alphanumerics, plus or minus, in which case that's the abbreviation. A spare string contained by slash, separated by slash, in which case the first string is the abbreviation for the standard time name, and the second string is the abbreviation for the daylight saving time name. A string containing, okay, will be replaced by the text separated letter column. I will parse this as a string and leave it as it is. Then we have until. Okay. So let's try defining a data type for this. Let's keep the rule one here. So I think this will complain unless we enable an extension. Yeah. I think there is a way to have the same field names in multiple records. There's, yeah, duplicate record fields. I'm not sure if it works correctly with record wildcards. Let's try. Duplicate record fields. So our zones have a name. Where is it? We're a standard of. Let's leave everything as text for now. We're just gonna put the fields. We have the rule. We have the format. And we have the until. Yeah, it complains here. I added the extension, so it should work. It actually works, so I feel like the haskell mode here, it's not picking this up. Data type to define a zone. This one is the zone name. The how do you call it? Standard of. Standard offset. I guess it's a little confusing to have some things in minutes, some things in seconds, so we'll probably move everything to seconds. the rule name or just an offset. We'll see how to handle this because I don't really want to use some types containing values because it's not that trivial to convert them to JSON in a correct way, so we need to transform them anyways. The zone format, and then the date time until this zone is effective. So I want to do is want to change this to seconds. So this will be seconds after midnight, and this will be seconds. So one of our tests should already fail. We want to make the other one fail too, so that we can fix this correctly. So let's see. Rule 2 has not save, but rule 1 has save, so we can add this test. Oh, we can actually use this one. You should already fail correctly. Okay. So source library. I have only a few minutes left here. So parser at parses a p-time, and p-time just multiply all of this times 60. We could also do this maybe. So for now, let's just just this. Sequence is always 0, and we add our sequence. Now our test will fail. And we can fix it. We're not checking the save. Let's add a quick test very rapidly. It failed. Let's do parse p rule 1, parse satisfies rule, and save should be what's save? It's maybe int. Save is just 1 a.m. Oh, hi, you're still here. No, I just started last week. I'm trying to do this more often, also as a way to improve myself, because trying to explain things is the best way to really understand things. And I'm gonna be streaming haskell, pure script, and probably a little bit of unison. Uh, so right now, yeah, I'm building this. This is actually a command line interface app that I'm gonna be using for a pure script library. I want to write a pure script datetime library since it's missing, and yeah, we're forced to use JavaScript libraries, which is not optimal. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah, it's nice. Thank you. So our tests are not failing anymore. Now I have to go because I have to have lunch. Uh, yeah, it's interesting. There's a few different styles. I think it's called cool retro term. There's a bunch of different styles, and I hope it's easier to read it from compared to the other one. Also, the font size is bigger. Uh, well, I'll be back later on tonight, maybe this evening. Oh, we'll see. Have a nice Sunday.